Hey Rajat, the reason I'm reaching out is because I went through your career and AI content after we first connected. There's one thing that really stood out to me. Your audience and followers are not just consuming information, they're actively looking for from learning data analyst to actually get hired. And that is exactly why I put this video for you. So let me show you what I found. Just to frame what I found, your niche is actually in data analyst and AI career transition. But the biggest transformation I see is helping non-IT professionals and career changers to actually become credible data analysts and finally get to the market with AI and job hunting tactics. And the transformation matters to actually monetize your audience. And giving the transformation to your audience also benefits their lives and actually improve trust with you. And that trust is going to be turned into an actual monetization strategy. This is where it gets very interesting. Your project focused content did 160,000 views and around 3,000 comments. And the comment volume is the biggest part because that lets us know that your audience is not just consuming your content, they're actively coming for you for your guidance. Then your Claude AI search content generated around 10,000 views and 300 comments. So you already have two big demand signals, building proof of the skill and putting the skill in front of the employer. And your career roadmap content also did about 10,000 views and 300 comments. And that means your audience is clearly asking you for structure and proper guidance. But I already seen your products and I don't think the solution is to add another random course. You already have the data analyst crash course, but where the opportunity really is turning what you already teach into a much more clear and better transformation for your audience. So from learning, projects, application, and finally get to the interview. And that is exactly where I think the biggest opportunity really is. And this is where it gets interesting because I already ran the numbers for you and they kept the numbers very small. So from your follower base, about 60,000 followers. So if only 1% of your audience actually buys a product, which would be about 600 buyers, even a product at $200, that could actually potentially be $120,000. And on the low end, if it's only 300 buyers, it could still be $60,000. And remember, this is only 1% of your audience. I'm not saying 5% or 10, only 1% from your actual follower base. And that is exactly why I'll call this a hidden money opportunity in the audience that you already have. And one of the best things is you don't need to actually change your content or do more work to actually get this. My main recommendation is making something superior, something better than what you already have. Instead of making another course, you can take the crash course and build a deeper implementation layer around it. I'm talking about real world projects, SQL, BI, and AI job workflows. And that is because it's solving the gap of the problem your audience is already showing that they have. And they're not just asking how to learn this. They're asking how they could actually get hired. There are a couple other ways this could also be packaged. An AI job search and an interview system. I don't want to go into too much detail because I saved a few details for a call. But the important part is I'm not getting these ideas out of thin air. I'm actually seeing what your audience is commenting and asking for. And the way I would go about this is not to just build the product immediately. First, we warm up your audience to see if they actually care for the problem they're facing. Then we give them some value, like a free resource. And then finally open the cart so they can actually buy the product. And don't worry, you don't have to do it instant work because this part will be all on my side. So you continue doing what you're already doing. So I handle the strategy and actually making the product and get focused on what's really important. And before even warming up your audience, you actually see if they want the product before you make the product. I already made a story for you that you could post to see if they want a product before you spend too much time on making the product and making all the strategy. Understand if they actually need the product and they would buy the product. And that is mainly the opportunity that I saw. And the interesting part, you could unlock the hidden revenue in your audience without needing to change your content style or do any more work. Because I handle the backend of actually the strategy, making the product, and actually the workflow. And me not get focused on what you're already good at. And the best part about all of this is I would only get paid if you get paid. So there's no financial risk on your side either. And there's a few details that I left out and I saved them for a call. So we could actually walk through them together. So if you're interested, you can message me what time you're free and what times when you're in, or you can simply click the link in the description for my calendar and you can pick a time to your liking. Either way, thank you for watching and hopefully we meet soon.